Okay. So as I was saying, guys, it's helpful to look at, to seek yung help, okay, help function ni R. And of course, sa CRAN, guys, di ba yung Comprehensive R, Archive Network, you can also find yung mga summary and yung documentation ng isang package yun. So make it a habit, guys, to do that. As I mentioned, when ggplot2 was initially made available to the public, may limitation siya. No? Pero ngayon, with so many packages that were created in order to enhance additional geoms, additional stats, okay, si ggRepel, ganun din guys. Lahat to nakakapag-amplify ng capability ni ggplot2. Okay. So have you run this, guys? Have you installed this? Okay, let me check. Kindly paki-yes nga, guys, kung ano. Paki-yes kung na-install nyo na, kung na-load nyo na. Okay, good. Okay, good. All right. So our discussion today revolves around the use of Flexdashboard. So sabi natin, part of data visualization, part of communicating with data is to summarize your data in such a way that it's visual. Iba yung tabular lang, tapos iba talaga yung visual. Kasi visual helps us understand more the data. Okay. So what will happen now is that from my experience dun sa kabilang class, hindi namin natapos to. Na-plot namin yung lahat ng code na to, tapos na-run din namin yung ggplot. Pero hindi pa to tapos no? Part 1 pa lang to. We'll continue this on Wednesday. And then next week, guys, magsisimula na tayo sa data wrangling, data manipulation. But we have already started doing it with the use of dplyr, tidyverse, okay? Medyo nasimulan na natin yun. Kaya mas smooth sailing na tayo when we do data wrangling. No? When you say data wrangling, nung minamanipulate natin data natin, tinatanggalan natin ng rows, dinadagdagan natin ng columns, binabawasan natin ng columns, given a certain data set, no? Data frame. And that can be easily done with the use of dplyr. As an example, guys, you have here, so we know that the gapminder data set, no? So if we run this too, okay, take note, guys, naka-annotate siya na include is equal to false. Ibig sabihin, pag ininit natin to, hindi masasama to. Because this is just getting the data. So data gapminder, this is from the gapminder data package. And then we create an object called GM from the gapminder. Tinala natin, gap, always a good practice. Gapminder, okay. So this is a package, guys, and it consists of the gapminder data. So itong package na to, ang laman yung gapminder data. So this is an excerpt of gapminder data on life expectancy, GDP per capita, population by country. So these are the variables, 1,704 observations. Variables natin, country, continent, year, life expectancy, population, GDP per capita. So 6 variables all in all. And then you have another one, supplemental data frame, gapminder unfiltered. So 3,313 rows siya. So this is the origin of that data. And then may mga additional information dito. And then here are some sample codes by which you can use in order to analyze or appreciate yung gapminder. Okay, so let's run this, guys. And let's create this object, GM. Okay, so dapat may gapminder data na tayo at saka GM para shortcut lang, para hindi mahaba yung gapminder data natin. Okay, and then guys, let's create another object. Okay, GM1. So this is coming from your GM data frame. And then, you know this, guys, from dplyr. Actually, this originated from magritar. No? Tapos kinuha ng dplyr. Then filter. So this is used in order to change the rows. No? Si filter, ginagamit para sa row transformation. Si mutate, ginagamit para sa column transformation. So filter daw, yung year, guys, tingnan mo natin sandali si GM, sorry. So GM, mag-delete muna ako dito guys sa mga ano ha. I'll delete here. I-delete ko na muna to. Okay, si GM guys, ano ba laman ni GM? Okay, country, continent, year, life expectancy, population. So these are macroeconomic data. Okay, per country, per naka-identify siya sa anong continent. Okay, anong klaseng data frame to, guys? First and foremost, what type of data frame is this? Kasi sabi natin, generally there are three types of data sets. Meron tayong cross-sectional data, meron tayong time series data, meron tayong panel data. Diba? Anong klase ito? What type? So, okay. Dito ko na lang isusulat ha. Diba? Sabi natin meron tayong time series data. For time series data, guys, you're taking a look at one entity, one country, one unit, one individual, and then you're taking data from it across different time periods. No? So kunyari, yearly from 1950 hanggang 2020. Philippines, tinitingnan natin sa Philippines yung GDP niya, GNP niya, inflation rate, interest rate, etc. So that's an example of a time series data. On the other hand, yung isang data naman, yung cross-sectional data. Ano yung cross-sectional data, guys? One period of time, that is 2020. Then you have several units, several countries, for example, the world, no? Iba't ibang countries. And then we're looking at GDP nila, GNP, several variables, okay, but only at one point in time. So that's a cross-sectional data. Tapos yung isa naman, guys, is a combination of the two, time series at saka cross-sectional, which is your panel data. So yung data natin na to, anong klaseng data to? Answer, guys, it's a what?
Panel po.
Yes, correct. It's a panel data. No? Kasi meron tayong several time frames, 1952, 57, 62, 67. Okay. And then you're looking at several units of individuals. Correct, no? Several countries. So that's a panel data. Kung ito lang, guys, kung si Afghanistan lang, tapos several time frames, yan, then that will be a time series. Okay? Kung one time frame lang, kunyari lahat ng 1952 o lahat ng 2007, tapos lahat ng bansa ando doon, that will be a cross-sectional data. Okay? Yung combination ng panel at saka ng time series at saka cross-sectional, that's your panel data. Okay? So towards the end, thank you, Grace, but it's okay, Mitch. Thank you. Thank you for answering. Okay. Towards the end, guys, titingnan natin kung how do we do regression using cross-sectional, time series, and a little of panel data. Kasi ang regression nyo talaga, gagamitin yan or gagawin yan in detail sa next subject nyo sa FINSTAD. Okay, so let's go back to our dito para close this muna. Okay, so we're creating an object, guys, no? Sabi natin, from dplyr to filter. Ano fini-filter natin? Si year, gawin daw yung maximum year. If we look at our data, ang maximum year natin si 2007. So, ibig sabihin, 2007 lang yung laman. Bale, lahat lang ng 2007. Pagkatapos, anong gagawin doon? I-arrange. No? So, sort niya. Arrange. Negative population, ibig sabihin, that will be from greatest to highest. Kasi ang default yan, kung arranged by population, from lowest to highest yun. Okay? And then, sa slice. Okay, slice, ibig sabihin, parang filter din to, no? Yung top 50 lang. Top 50 big countries as far as population is concerned. Kasi sinosort siya by population. And then mutate, which means it will add another column. So, take a look at this, guys, no? Ordinarily, ang hirap gawin yan sa base R. step by step yan, iisa-isahin natin. But with dplyr, guys, with data wrangling, just 3 or 4 lines of code, nakapag-create na tayo ng panibagong data frame, na-wrangle na natin data, okay? Nakapag-create tayo ng data frame, tapos na-wrangle na natin siya. Alright? So if we run this, run natin to, guys. So meron na tayo ngayong bagong object, GM1. So let's take a look at this, guys. So notice, guys, it's now arranged by population. Highest to lowest na siya because of yung arrange natin negative population. So si China, this is as of 2007, China had a population of 1.3 billion. Okay, ang Philippines, number 11, 91 million tayo. And then GDP, this is your GDP now, which is just population times GDP per capita, which we did in sa mutate function natin, di ba? Mutate, yung mutate, guys, ginagamit yan kung gusto natin mag-insert ng panibagong column sa data natin. Yung slice, okay, thank you for asking. Yung slice, yung 1 to 50, chinachap niya dun sa top 50 lang. So tatanggalin niya yung from 51 below. Okay, so that's what the slice does. Question, pwede ma-review ano po yung function ng, okay. Ito, guys, yung pipe operator natin, ang ibig sabihin yan, in English, ang ibig sabihin yan, and then. No? Let's call ito and then. Sa Tagalog, pagkatapos, parang ganon, no? So, ang sabi dito, mag-create tayo ng GM1 na object. Okay? Tapos, simulan, gamitin natin si GM. Pagkatapos, yun ang ibig sabihin yan. Pagkatapos, i-filter natin. Pagkatapos ng na-filter, i-arrange mo siya. So, chronological to, no? Sunod-sunod. Pag na-filter na siya, ang susunod na gagawin, i-arrange. Pagka-arrange, okay, is a slice. Okay, so let's see what happens kung tanggalin natin to, ha? Okay, let's remove this. Let's create an object called GMA1A. Okay, nag-create ako ng panibagong object. Tinanggal natin yung slice, no? To answer also the other question a while ago. Okay, run. Okay, so may G1M1A tayo. Notice na 142 siya. 142 countries ang involved dito sa data frame na to. Okay, hindi natin in-slice siya. This is also arranged from highest to lowest, pero kasama na yung countries na, kasama na si 51st country. So this is, ano ba ito, 19 million, okay? Hanggang dun sa pinakamaliit na population, which is just less than 200,000. Noong 2007, si Sao Tome and then and Principe, okay, na nasa Africa. Okay, I hope that answered your question. Okay, and I hope that answered also the question sa pipe operator na percent greater than percent. Okay, did that answer your question, guys? Okay, paki-chat nga kung clear.
Yes po.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, salamat. No? Okay, good. All right, now we start with creating our dashboard. Okay, di ba last time, guys, we learned how to create a basic template of a dashboard. Ito yon. Okay, pag nag-create ka ng dashboard, although medyo binago ko na to, no? So this is the template. Okay, ito, guys. So this is okay, nag-create tayo ng Flexdashboard, no? Okay, and then here are some default, no? Orientation column, vertical layout is equal to fill. Kasi pwedeng rows to, no? Kung gusto mo ang plot mo, row-wise yung paglagay. Tapos pwedeng vertical layout is scrolling. Lalo kung mahaba, guys, yung plot, pwede natin itong gawing scrolling para pag binuksan niyo yung dashboard, pwede ma-scroll yung dashboard natin. We'll have an example of that siguro next meeting. Okay, then this one, guys, column. Okay, ibig sabihin yung page na to, itong column na to takes 65% of the total width. Ito 35% lang. So how do you know a column is being inserted? Itong dash. Ang default niyan, guys, 14 lang. So 14 pwede na yun. It will indicate that, pag ganyan lang yan, ibig sabihin, ito yung unang column dun sa page ng dashboard natin. Ito yung pangalawang column. Okay. So, tapos, if you want to create another page, okay, ito equal to, maglagay ka ng equal to. So, for example, this one, pwede natin lagyan to ng, okay, equal to, oops, equal to. So this indicates that this is one page of your dashboard. And then you can put your title here. So may title yung page na to. Tapos ang laman niya ang content niya are 2 columns. Tapos ito din, another page, ang title ng page is M, no? And then ang laman niya is just one chart, one column. Okay, well, I'll explain this as we go on, guys. Pinakita ko lang yung anatomy, yung skeleton ng isang Flex dashboard. Of course, guys, you can modify this. Okay, maraming pwedeng, very flexible na rin yung si Flex dashboard ngayon. There are other packages that are really very powerful in terms of dashboards. Isa dun si Shiny. No? Kaso nga lang, guys, ang medyo steep ang learning curve ni Shiny, but I'd like to encourage you to learn Shiny, S-H-I-N-Y, kasi napaka-powerful niya. Although si Flex dashboard niya medyo nagiging ano na rin, gumaganda na rin yung mga ano niya, yung mga capabilities, pero nothing beats really Shiny. Okay, but that's not the subject of this discussion today. Okay, so let's go back. So meron tayong GM1, GM. Okay, so for our yung first page natin, part 1, hanggang saan to? Hanggang sa simula ng part 2. No? Ito yung part 2 natin. So ang first page natin sa dashboard natin consists of, tingnan muna natin ha. Okay, so we have here the first column, 500 yung laman niya, 500 yung ma-occupy na width ng page. And then the other one, this is the next column. Makikita naman natin siya, yung dash, ano? Tapos data width niya, 500. Ibig sabihin, 50-50 itong dalawang columns na to. Okay. Alright? So yung first plot natin dito, ito yung name niya. Okay. Second plot is ito. So sa first column natin, 2 plots. Sa second column natin, there are 2 plots also. Okay, so tagalawang plots sila. Okay, so some of the plots here, guys, are not advised to be done kasi but most of the plots here okay naman siya na gamitin, no? Pero may mga ibang plots ito na linagay ko lang for the purposes of illustration, and it's hard to interpret. Pero we're just creating a dashboard now. No? Okay, so let's go here. Nag-create tayo ng object na P1. Okay? So ang P1 natin is ggplot. Data natin si GM. We're plotting sa x-axis si per capita, si y sa life expectancy. And then we're positing it or separating the output by continent. Tapos, itong scale, guys, log 10. Sometimes, when your when your variables are very different as far as scaling is concerned. Kunyari, wait, punta tayo dito, no? Sa GM1. Diba si GM1 to, plus 12 decimal places, so that's in trillions yata to, no? 3, 6, 9 million in billions, no? GDP. Tapos kunyari life expectancy natin ang liliit lang. Okay? So sometimes it might be good to scale your data. Okay, so if you're using, for example, GDP per capita, ito understandable lang naman kasi in millions lang to or hundreds of thousands. Okay, but you can scale this. If you recall, guys, nag-log tayo dito, di ba dati? Pag naglo-log tayo, na-scale yung data. So that's what was done here. In scale si X, no? Pag gusto yung scale si Y, then scale Y. tapos log 10, tapos create natin geom point, nag-geom smooth din tayo dito, dinagatan natin ang title, label si X, label si Y, tapos ito guys, theme. Okay. I like this theme, itong Wall Street Journal. No? And this comes from yung kanina natin na itong GG themes. No? Dun sa GG plot, wala yung theme na to, na Wall Street Journal. Okay, so let's run this. Let's see how this looks like. Run. Okay. Diba? Ang ganda ng no? Ang ganda ng format niya. I like the WSJ format. Okay, andi dito yung yung what do you call this? Yung I forgot the name. Anyway, yung facets niya, yung levels niya, Africa, America, Asia, etc. So very quickly, let's take a look at this plot. Ito yung GDP per capita. You notice yung mga red dito, African countries, andi dito sila. No? Okay? Low GDP, low life expectancy. Yung y-axis natin, life expectancy. So you can see here a direct relationship between life expectancy and GDP. Yung mga green si Europe, no? Mataas yung nila life expectancy, mataas din yung nila yung GDP per capita. Okay, so we find here a direct relationship, a positive relationship between life expectancy and GDP per capita. The higher the GDP per capita, the higher is the expected life expectancy as far as that continent is concerned. Okay? So, what do you think, guys, of the theme, WSJ? Ganda, di ba? As compared to the other themes that we have been, yung theme W, theme minimal, okay? They have their rightful place, but ito, guys, kung dashboards, mas maganda kung nakaganito siya. Okay. Now, let's see. Diba, no? Kanina kasi I was having problems with the Plotly, no? Tinala natin, experiment natin, GG Plotly. Okay. So yung Plotly, guys, remember GG Plotly. This is used to convert an ordinary, a static GG plot into an interactive GG plot. Let's see if this will work. Okay. Using formula. So hindi pa siya pwede. Okay. Ayaw daw. Kasi may mga, let's see, Okay, nag-work naman, kaso baka may limit to. So this is the GG Plotly. So for example, that one, okay, pwede nating ma-highlight. No? Dahil lang guys, off ko lang yung phone. Hello. Sorry guys. Okay. So pwede siya ma-convert, no? So this is the advantage, guys, of doing converting static GG plot into a interactive. So if you want to learn more about Plotly, guys, meron siya mga nuances, may mga functions siya na kailangan talagang pag-aralan si Plotly. Pero the benefits, guys, far outweigh the difficulty in learning Plotly. So I'd like to encourage you to also look at that, learn more about that. Okay. So sige, let's leave this. Tingnan na lang natin mamaya kung mag-work to dun sa dashboard. Okay, second plot natin in the same column is this one. So this one we're plotting. Pina-plot natin, guys, by color and by facet wrap. Okay, CGM, okay, Ang pinaplat naman natin dito yung year at saka yung life expectancy. How did life expectancy change over the years? No? So meron tayong jitter ang ginamit natin dito. No? That's na may alpha, na may transparency na 1/3 na 0.3. Tapos medyo sinake yung data ng konti. Tapos may scale coloring tayo. So let's run this. You notice guys, hindi ko na masyadong inaano yung code ng ggplot, no? Kasi this is more a lesson on dashboard. Okay, so let's run this. And you can see here, as expected, naka-facet yung continent. So magkakaiba yung continents natin, Africa, America, okay? Alright, pwede pa natin i-improve dito guys yung year kasi tingnan nyo, ano? Hindi maganda yung pagkaano ng year. You can change this siguro by n columns, no? Okay, tingnan natin let's see. Kung n column is equal to, gawin natin n column is equal to, kung 1 column lang siya, let's see what will happen. Okay, ang ano lang dito, ang disadvantage guys, no? Makikita natin yung per year kaso, okay, hindi na siya masyadong no? Okay. So it really depends on how you want the data to look like. No? So ito, ginawa natin isang column lang para yung years natin, okay, pare-pareho. Siguro instead of facet wrap, ginawa natin tong facet grid. No? But anyway, I'll leave you guys to try to see that. No? Kung ginawa natin itong facet grid, so nag-experiment ako Ay, wait. Unuse nga pala pag facet grid, hindi ano. Okay. If I remove this, yan. Hindi pa rin maganda, no? Okay. Anyway, I'll just leave that for a while. No? Ito madali naman ayusin na lang. So when you're doing a dashboard, guys, make sure that that these scales, that your x and y axis are well plotted. No? So let's just leave that now. Okay. So dito naman, so this is the next column natin. Dito may density plot tayo ng yung life expectancy. If you recall guys, from the GM data frame, ang data lang natin si life expectancy. This is a numeric variable. And si GM density, if you recall guys, parang histogram yan. So we can plot this kasi ang histogram or density, it will only require one quantitative variable. Tapos, aesthetic natin dito, if you feel yung by continent, tapos may jittering, may transparency na 1/4. So let's run this. Okay, so geom smooth siya. Okay, nakamap si continent kasi andi dito siya, di ba? Nasa loob siya ng aesthetic. Kahit na nasa loob siya ng geom. Okay? So nakamap si continent, so this is by continent, tapos geom density yung ginamit. Okay? So ito yung distribution ng life expectancy. Notice na si Africa, medyo very wide yung distribution niya, no? Very wide. Pero yung distribution niya as far as life expectancy, mababa. Widely distributed. Merong mga matataas na life expectancy, merong talagang mabababa. Kasi sa Africa, alam natin na very glaring disparity ng mga countries. Meron dyan yung mga medyo developed na like South Africa. Meron naman yung mga talagang mahihirap na mga countries, Zimbabwe, etc. Sa Oceania, if you notice yung life expectancy sa Oceania, medyo andi dito siya, no? Mataas. No? Wala siya sa mababa. Ganon din sa Europe, which is blue one, and Americas. Sa Americas, medyo may mabababa din. Kasi sa Americas, andyan dyan yung mga poor countries din. Sa South America, sa Central America, sa ano tawag dito? May, what do you call those group of countries? Yung Haiti, Dominican Republic, I forgot.
Latin America, sir?
Hindi Latin America siya. Ang Latin America, more on yung sila, Nicaragua yan, pati yung South America. May, pwede rin Latin America, or Hispaniola yata, no? Yung si Dominican Republic at saka si Haiti, no? Yung dalawang mga mahihirap talaga na bansa, lalo na si Haiti, no? So, talagang pinapababa yung ano, no? Pinapababa yung life expectancy ng Americas. Although meron din matataas sila, which of course consists of US, Canada, no? And maybe a little bit of Mexico. Okay, so very interesting, guys. Sa Asia, itong green, no? Itong green pala Asia, no? So meron din mabababa sa Asia kasi marami din tayong mga mahihirap na bansa sa Asia, and then meron din matataas yung life expectancy. Andyan yung mga sila Singapore, I don't know, siguro makikita natin yung siguro sa life expectancy ng ano bawat countries. Anyway, I was just telling, I was just observing na grabbing distribution ng life expectancy sa Africa, sa Asia. Ang medyo skewed to the right si Europe at saka si Oceania, no? Si Oceania dito lang eh. Skewed to the right siya. Ibig sabihin, ang concentration ng data nila as far as life expectancy is concerned is towards the higher end. Okay, so let's move on, guys. Okay, so ito naman, it's a plot. Ito, collapsible tree summary. Again, if you want to learn about this, ano lang, collapsible tree. So that's a package, guys. So it creates, ano bang ginagawa niyan? Interactive collapsible tree diagrams. Okay, so pwede nyo aralin to, guys, ano yung mga functionalities na pwede sa kanya. And there are examples here. It's always good to, kasi pag binuksan nyo naman to sa R, di ba? Ikakopy nyo lang tong code na to, i-run nyo sa R or sa R script or sa console, makikita nyo na kung what this gives us. Gumagamit dito ng R color brewer, which incidentally hindi natin hindi natin na load. Although I know na install na natin yan. Okay, so let's run this P5. Okay, so it gives us a beautiful interactive plot. So this is your collapsible tree. Before we study this, tignan muna natin ano ba yung laman nitong nitong plot na to. So hierarchy, guys, ipa-plot niya yung una continent, tapos pangalawang circle yung country. Tapos ang root niya, yung pinakaunang-unang circle will be, ang label niyan, 50 biggest countries. Remember, ang ginagamit natin, guys, ito si GM1. No? So we're plotting GM1. Si GM1 includes your only the 50 top population countries. Percent of parent is equal to true. Kung ano yung parent niya, dun niya kukunin yung percent. I'll explain in a while. Yung width ng plot, okay, yung pixel to, attribute is based on the GDP. Okay? And then kung zoomable siya, pinosa lang natin. Okay, so we have run this already. If you click this, guys, makikita nyo. Diba? Ito na yung collapsible tree. Okay, so si Australia lang pala kasama sa Oceania. Okay, so this is the whole plot. Okay, the whole plot. If you take a look at this, guys, makikita natin dito, yung root natin, 50 biggest countries, GDP niya 100%. Kasi linagay natin, percent of parent is equal to true. Tapos si Asia, guys, 38.19% of the parent. Ito. So kung titingnan natin yung 50 biggest countries, ang Asia doon, 38% yung GDP niya. Tapos si Oceania, si Australia, 1.37 lang. And then if we go here, okay, so tanggalin muna natin itong iba. Okay, ito si China, 33.29% of the mother, no? Of the parenthood, which is Asia. So sa Asia, okay, which consists of 38% of the top 50 countries in population, China accounts for 33% of the 38. So if you want to get China relative to the top 50, ma-multiply lang natin yan. So that's 33% times 38%. So that's around 12%, no? Around 12%. China accounts for 12% of the GDP of the 50 biggest countries in terms of population. Okay, clear guys? Clear? May question? Paki-chat nga guys. Kung okay so far. Okay, good. Good. Thank you, Bern, Latin America. Okay. So, yung zoomable, try natin Okay. Let's see kung true to. I think this will work kung naka, na. Okay, let's see. Hindi ko pa nasubukan yung Ayan. Wait. Okay. Parang walang difference, no? Okay. I'm not sure yet about the zoomable. No? Thank you for that question. Pero pwede natin tingnan. No? Okay. Since it's a function, pwede natin tingnan zoomable. Okay. Doon tayo sa collapsible. Collapsible tree summary there. Tab. Okay. Zoomable is ito. Pan and zoom by dragging and scrolling. No? So you can pan, you can zoom by dragging and scrolling. So try ulit natin to. Okay, ito. No? So this is what that means. No? Na ano siya, nadadrag. So, dragging lang siya. Kasi pag i-false natin to, hindi siya nadadrag. No? Yun lang. Yun ang ginagawa ng zoom. Ang zoomable, hindi siya nadadrag pag false. No? Pag true, nadadrag siya. Siguro it makes sense if it's kung kung malaki yung yung parang canvas natin. No? Alright. Okay, so let's continue, guys. Okay, so that's actually our first page. So let's now go to our second page. Again, guys, this consists of several plots. We're not really going to study in greater detail yung mga plots, but by now, guys, I'm sure knowing a combination of dplyr and ggplot2, we can already manage to understand this. So we're creating an object called P6, ggplot2 ng GM. We know the X and the Y axis. Yung X, yung continent, yung Y, yung life expectancy. So this is plotting box plot. Tapos ilalagyan natin ng color yung outlier, no? Ibig sabihin nun, yung way above dun sa upper whisker at saka dun sa lower whisker. Then, gino yung jitter din natin, another layer to. Tapos, binigyan natin ng width na 0.1 and height na 0. Alpha is equal to 1,4. Okay, so, even without plotting this, medyo may idea na tayo, guys, kung ano yung laman itong plot na to. And if we run this as expected, GG box plot and jitter combined. Tapos limited yung width ni ni jitter. Tapos mayroon siyang transparency na 0.25. Okay, and then you see here the outliers, no? Outliers. Africa, America, Asia. Okay, so that's another plot. You can see here that maraming outliers. Sino to? Si Europe, maraming outliers, no? Si America, isa lang. Okay, tapos si Africa, meron sa lower, meron din sa upper. So this indicates na may mga countries sa Africa na yung life expectancy ng mga population nila is above, no? Above dun sa 2 case whisker, no? Ito. Sa Asia, wala. Although siya yung pinakamahaba yung whisker. Alright. So another plot, life expectancy by continent. So ito hindi natin sinasama si Oceania. So P7, so this is from base R, subset. Isa subset si GM. Continent not equal to Oceania. So ito ang ginamit dito, yung subsetting. Pwede rin ginamit to ang GG plot, ang dplyr guys. No? Pero ito minimix lang natin para medyo familiar din tayo. Then plinat natin, ganun din. No? Pero ito may line at saka nakarap siya by continent. Ibig sabihin, kanya-kanyang continent yung pag-plot natin ito. Okay, theme black and white. Okay. Tapos ito naka-strip yung text. Okay, let's run this. Okay. This is one plot which I said that it does not really provide that much information. Ang hirap niya maintindihan. We can only see the trend here. Sa Africa, pataas yung trend ng life expectancy. Although meron ditong data na bumaba talaga itong year na to. That will be as a data analyst, maganda tingnan kung ano tong data na to. Sino tong biglang bumaba yung life expectancy? So was it because of internal strife? Kasi sa Africa, di ba, marami tayong mga civil wars, no? Or is it because of a pandemic? Baka is it Ebola, or is it AIDS, or I don't know. So, but that remains to be seen. No? So magandang i-analyze to kung ano yan, kung ano yung country na yan. Sa Asia ganoon din, no? May biglang nag-drop yung life expectancy dito. So was it civil war? Okay, was it I'm not sure about the timeline sa Cambodia, yung kay Pol Pot, no? Yung nagkaroon ng massive or was it 1960s yung Vietnam War? So hindi yung Vietnam War to. 1970s towards ano kaya ito? Okay, so but it will be interesting, guys, to study this. So itong mga plots na to, although overall parang ang hirap siyempre malaman natin kung sino to. So we will be needing the table itself. Okay, pero yung mga ganitong mga extraordinary na mga incidents, makikita natin dito sa plot na to, as we can investigate now what happened at that particular time. Okay? So sige, iwanan muna natin yan. So this is another column dun sa plot 2 natin. Okay, chine-check ko lang yung ito time check lang ako. Okay pa. We still have a lot of time. Okay, so ano naman tong plot na to? We're getting the average GDP. Kanina ang ginagamit natin, GDP per capita. Okay. Or GDP itself, naroon tayo. Here we learn another functionality of, although we learned this already, yung summarize. No? So ito, we're creating an object called P6. We're using ggplot. ang data natin si GM. Oh, you know guys, we can dispense with this. And then, okay, we group by. Group natin siya by year and then continent, no? By year and continent. And then sinasummarize natin. Nag-summarize tayo, we're creating an object, a variable called average GDP, tapos yung mean, which is the mean of the GDP per capita. Okay, mean of the GDP per capita. Tapos yung aesthetic natin, yung year, at saka yung average GDP. So, ando dito na to, no? Ang ipa-plot natin sa Y, yung average GDP. Saan nanggaling to average GDP? Dito, sa summarize function na to. Okay? Kasi wala naman tayo guys, wala tayong average GDP na ano dito, di ba? Kahit sa GM, wala tayong average GDP. So, ito, yung summarize guys, it computes. No? Kino-compute niya yung average GDP. Okay, and then we're using a geom line. Stat identity, kasi may count tayo dito di ba? May count tayo ng average GDP, so we don't want the default of the plot to use yung default niya. Kasi ang ginamit natin dito yung mean. Okay, and then line width is 2, then may label tayo, theme, and then scale Y continuous. Si Y kasi natin ay average GDP, so ibig sabihin continuous siya. Okay, ibig sabihin hindi siya discrete, continuous, may decimal siya. Okay, run natin si P6. So this is how P6 looks like. Yan. So ito yung mga average GDP. By continent, no? Okay. What will happen, guys, if we... Okay, of course, you can experiment, guys, na baguhin nyo yung theme dito. No? So, where am I? Okay. Anyway, guys, you can... Ano ba yung pangalawang ano? Okay. All right. Okay, next. Pwede hindi lang plots, guys. No? Pwede rin mga tables ang pwede natin ipasok dun sa ano natin. In fact, mas maganda kung combination ng plot tapos yung table. Maganda nga kung side by side sila, no? Meron kang table tapos sa ilalim nun or beside that is a plot. Okay, so here we're creating, we're aggregating. This is from base R. Actually, this is from stats, no? Stats package. If you take a look at this, aggregate. From stats package, pero hindi na natin in-install si stats kasi guys, this is already loaded together with base R. Okay, compute summary statistics. Okay, pwede mo i-split yung data into subsets, compute summary statistics for each. Okay, so powerful din tong aggregate. So dito, okay, we're looking at life expectancy and then by continent, no? By continent. So yung variable na life expectancy, sinasubset natin siya ng continent galing to sa GM data frame, and then we aggregate by median. Okay, so i-run natin to. So makikita dito guys yung 5 continents, tapos life expectancy, and this is aggregated by median. So from 1952 up to 2007, yung buong data natin, kinuha ni Ardon yung median for Africa. Kinuha niya yung median for Americas. Median for Oceania, which is just, in this case, Australia yung nakalagay dun. Alright, then also we can create a table, guys, for, okay, nga pala, no? Ito, I was checking this out kasi if you want to change the width and the height of your plot, you can use this. No? So dun sa chunk ng code na yan, fig.width is equal to 10, for example. Fig.height is equal to 10. Let's use this. Control C. Dali, i-plot muna natin to dito. No? So, i-plot natin to. Ito siya. Pag ilagay natin dito, guys, so mukhang square siya, no? Pero I think we will only see this sa, okay, we can write here. Hindi, sorry. Control Z, not there. Not there, but here. Okay. So, sabi ko, ang gawin niyang width 10, ang height 6. So, mas malapad, no? Tignan nyo guys, no? Yung width ginawa natin 10, tapos yung height ginawa natin 6. Yung nga lang, hindi na pumasya yung ano. But I just wanted to illustrate this. Itong width na to. Okay? At saka height. So, trial and error yan. But you can adjust the width and the height. Okay, dito guys, kasi table to, no? So, let me just remove this first. Control X. No, wait. So, if I run this, para hindi siya mag-work dito. So, kasi table lang to eh. And then, it's not really a figure. Control X. Ilagay ko lang siya dyan. If I remove the height and width, pareho pa rin. Okay? So I just wanted to illustrate that there's a function called fig.width and fig.height. Okay? And it will not work on tables. Okay, ito. So we'll remove this. Okay? And then we can use this, guys, to adjust yung plot natin, di ba? As I showed you. So, kunyari dito, gusto natin na mas maano lang na konting width. May height 8 and 6. Let's see. Okay, pero hindi pa rin nagkaya yung mataas yata kasi masyado yung ano. Kung gawin kong 6, default na to. Okay, so yung, hindi pa rin. Okay, so ano to guys, no? This is more of trial and error talaga. Okay. Alright, just to illustrate this. Tanggalin ko na muna guys, ayoko na muna mag-experiment kasi kukulangin tayo ng oras. Okay, so that's the default. Yung default guys, kasya lahat. Okay, but in case you need to adjust the width and the height, kunwari hindi bagay siya dun sa plot nyo, pwede nyo i-adjust yun. Okay, ito naman, 2007 lang, ano? Filtering by year, group by continent. Okay? Summarize natin. Okay, ano sinasummarize? Kinukuha natin yung, parang pareho ito lang kanina, life expectancy, yung median din. Okay? So, but this time, it's only for 2007. So, for 2007 lang ito na, for 2007 lang na data. Okay. Alright? Any questions, guys, so far? So, ang goal natin before the end of the this session, ma-plot natin yung yung Flex dashboard natin. Okay, thank you. Alright. Third page natin. So, pangatlong page to. Ang pangalan niya, part 3. life expectancy plots. You can of course change the name. And then yung unang column natin is 400. 400 siya. Okay. Here we're creating a heat map. Okay, tingnan natin kung saan galing to, no? Itong J yung control C. Kasi wala niyan sa ano wala sa ggplot niyan. Control V. So this is coming from yung kaninang pinaload ko sa inyo, 3Mapify. So it's a ggplot to geom to draw a 3Map. It's a rectangular plot. Naalala nyo yung heat map natin dati. So it's just the same in two tiles, each of which represents a single observation. The relative area of each tile expresses a continuous variable. Okay, so this is a 3Map, which is similar to a heat map. Okay, so here we created an object. Again, pinilter natin si 2007 and continent, hindi kasama si Oceania. Tapos, actually guys, meron na tayo nito, no? Actually, pwede natin hindi, wait. Kasi dun sa GM1 natin, kasama si Oceania eh. So, okay lang na create tayo ng panibagong GM6. Okay, na hindi kasama si Oceania. Tapos, ipa-plot natin si GM6. Area is equal to GDP. Wait, so ito, tingnan natin si GM6. Where's GM6? Hindi ko ba nararan, no? So kay GM6, nag-mutate tayo, nag-create tayo ng panibagong variable na GDP. Kanina sa GM1, okay, capital letter. Okay, dito for practice lang, for exercise, small letter. No? Okay, then area, GDP, field by continent, magsa-subgroup pa, no? Subgroup ng continent, tapos i-label by country. Tapos ito yung 3Map and then some more additional layers sa 3Map. Okay, we're not going to discuss this, no? You can look at this on your own and pwede nyo aralin guys kung ano pa yung mga specifications dito sa 3Map, GM 3Map. So let's just plot this. P8 na ba tayo? Yeah, P8. Okay, so run. Okay. So there's our 3Map guys. Which is just like our heat map. Nawawala yung labels pag okay. Ito. Ayan. So we have here by continent, no? America, Asia, Europe, Africa, without the Oceania. Tapos ito yung GDP nila, okay? Drawn to scale. So for example sa Asia, si China ang pinakamalaking GDP, si Japan ang pangalawa, followed by India, Korea follows next, and then these countries, Taiwan, Indonesia, Iran, si Philippines andi dito, halos kasi laki lang ng Malaysia. Thailand is bigger, Saudi Arabia is bigger. Okay? Nepal, very small, okay, etc. So this is a 3Map. Andito si Europe. Sa Europe, ang pinakamalaki si Germany, followed by UK and France, yung mga big five sa Europe, Germany, UK, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands also. Okay. All right, so that's a 3Map, guys. Okay, so where's that? Then we have another plot. Nag-create na naman tayo ng another object. Ito, finilter natin 2007 lang. Tapos ang continent si Asia. Tapos i-arrange, pag ina-arrange guys, di ba sinusort yan? GDP per capita. Ibig sabihin, sinusort niya from lowest to highest to. Tapos magdadagdag ng i-mutate si country, ginawa niyang factor. Okay, ang levels niya also by country. Okay, so let's run this. Tapos nag-create tayo ng plot. GG plot. So, in-scale yung yung x-axis. Tapos nilagyan ng in dollars. G yung point to. And then we have here yung color, brewer, set 2. Kasi si brewer guys, yung package natin, di ba, our color brewer, may mga sets yan, no? Different sets. Especially kung nagpa-facet tayo or we're distinguishing by colors. Okay. So may labels lang. Okay. So let's do this. Ito GG, ginamit natin ulit si GG plot P9. Run natin to. Bakit nag-error? Ay, hindi ko pa pala nararan tong GM7. Sorry. Run. And then saka i-run to. Okay, so since GG plot natin siya plotly. Ayan, okay? So Asia lang siya guys, no? Asia lang siya. Life expectancy, makikita natin to. The problem with this one is hindi naka-indicate yung no? Hindi naka-indicate yung country. No? So you'll have to have another layer added here. So I leave that to you as an exercise, guys. So ito Asia lang, Asia, 33 countries yung Asia, di ba? So nakalagay dyan bawat isa. No? For example, this one, ito alam natin China to, no? China to kasi yung population niya 1.3 billion to. GDP per capita is 4959 and then the life expectancy is 72. So tingnan naman natin dito, ito, life expectancy niya 43 years lang, average age ng population nila. GDP per capita is only 974 and the population is 31, ilang population ito? 31 million. 31 million. Okay, malaki din population. Ha? Okay, dito, you have here guys, okay, so this is GDP per capita of 47, malaki, no? Tapos ang population lang nila, 2 million. So, pwede natin hulaan kung ano to, no? 77 yung life expectancy. Pwedeng si ano to, baka Singapore, no? Okay, but it would, dapat ang maganda sana dito, hindi ko nalagay yung labels, ano? Okay, but I'll leave that as an exercise, guys. To insert a layer here so that maipapasok yung country, no? Labels by country. Okay, sige. Balik na tayo dito. Okay. So, saan na tayo? Okay, ito naman guys, yung next is GDP per capita in ASEAN 5. So, we're creating an object GM10. Finifilter natin si GM. Okay? Pwede rin yan guys, di ba, GM tapos pipe operator filter. Or pwede rin ganito yan, filter tapos GM. Country, in, okay, so this is another aspect of, ilang beses rin natin nagamit ito, no? Percentage in, percentage. Country in, yung ASEAN 5, Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, Indonesia. And if you filter lang, so 1952 at saka 2007 lang. Okay, so we create this object, GM10. So may GM10 na tayo. If you take a look at this, so Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand. Ang ano lang, ang finilter lang natin 1952 at saka 2007. So yung first year ng data at saka last year ng data. Okay? Tapos i-plot na tayo, mag-create tayo ng plot, geom line. Mag-create tayo ng geom line. Okay, and may geom point din tayo. Tapos naglalagay tayo ng text, label. Okay, I'll leave you guys to look at the other layers here. Okay, sorry, hinahabol ko lang yung ano kasi it's almost time. Magkaiba, no? Si percentage greater than percentage, it's in other words, guys, si percentage greater than percentage, it will introduce a function, no? A function in dplyr. Not a percentage greater than percentage mutate, percentage greater than percentage select or filter. So yung yun ang ginagamit natin para matapos yung isang process, and then you introduce another process, another functionality. Ginagamit natin yung percentage greater than percentage. Yung percentage in percent, ginagamit natin yan sa, it's similar to subsetting. No? So kung tinan nyo to, variable na country, percent in percent, dun lang sa, yan, dun lang sa 5 bansa na to. Okay? Year, percent in percent, dito lang sa, ano na to, sa 2 years na to. So it's like subsetting. Yun ang percentage in percentage. Ginagamit natin yan sa subsetting. Unlike guys, kapag percentage greater than percentage. Okay, back tayo sa another example. Meron pa ba dito? Sa taas, no? Ayan. Percentage greater than percentage filter. Percentage greater than mutate. Okay, so if you notice guys, ginagamit natin to in order to signify na mayroong susunod na function na gagawin. Okay, I hope that answered your question. Ito. Pipe operator, filter. Pipe operator, arrange. Okay, pipe operator, mutate. So ganun yung gamit ng ng pipe operator. Unlike yung percentage in percentage, kapag nag-identify ka ng isang sector or isang in a sense parang fini-filter mo rin, no? Finilter natin dito instead of all the countries, yung 5 ASEAN countries lang. Okay, thank you. All right, so i-plot na natin to, guys. P10, plot natin. All right, so dito makikita natin, guys, yung yung galaw ng this is change in GDP per capita. Although hindi masyadong pwede pa natin i-format. 1952 Philippines yung blue. Notice ang liit ng after 55 years, very marginal lang yung increase. Okay, sama-sama na dyan mga political upheaval yung nangyari. While Singapore, from a very poor backward country after World War, tignan nyo, look at their GDP. GDP per capita, 47,000. Ibig sabihin, bawat isang tao nakakapag-generate ng $47,000 in terms of gross domestic product. Philippines, 3,000 lang eh. Ang 12, si Indonesia, no? And then tayo, Malaysia is green. Yung blue, sino yung blue dito? Thailand yata, no? Okay. Alright. O, Indonesia ba to? Anyway, what's important is you see here the progression. Okay, makikita natin yan guys sa GM10. if you click GM10, so ito yung GDP per capita. So si Thailand, 7,538. Singapore yung 47. Malaysia is 12. Si Malaysia pala yung ano. Si Malaysia yung second. Ito si Malaysia. Yung 7 per capita, si Thailand. Then si Indonesia, 3.5. And then Philippines, 3.1. Okay. Mababa si Indonesia kasi ang laki ng population niya. Yan. 223 million. Okay. All right. Then, okay. Ay, gusto pala. Okay. Now, meron, nakita nyo ito guys. Tab set. Although, nagka-problema ako sa pag-work niya. Wait lang Baka I need to Control-C. Dali lang. Okay, yung tab set guys, ano yan, that's used if you want a particular plot to be accessed as a tab, no, of a particular column. So mamaya explain ko pag dinate natin to. Alright, so we're done looking at the plots. No? So init na natin to. When you need this, need to Flexdashboard, then you'll have to save it. Alala nyo last time. You'll have to save it. Okay. Sa akin, hindi na isi-save kasi guys, naran ko na to kanina, no? I already saved this, so i-overwrite lang niya yung kaninang, oops, ano nangyari dito? Line 76, what happened to my line 76? Pakinit guys yung ano nyo, no? Line 76. Okay. Sorry. Bakit? P3 yung object natin, but P5 to? Ay, P3. P5, GM1. Gumana naman siya. P5. Wala akong P4. No? Kalimutan ko yung P4. So what's this? GDP. GM1 nga. Okay, kayo guys, nag-run yung ano nyo? Nag-knit? Kanina nag-knit na to eh. Yeah, good. Okay, sa akin nagkakaproblema ako dito sa, hindarin ko lang ang hirap pa naman i-ano ito. Object 1 not found. Bakit?
Yun, hindi po
Andiyo, meron na GM1 eh. Okay, anyway, sige, i-run ko ulit si GM1. Ito. Palitan ko to ng GM1. Ano bang ginawa ko dito? Ano ginawa natin guys dito? Ano tinanggal ko dito guys?
Kanina siya ata nakalagay sa chunk niyo pa, GM1A, yung object. Kaya
paki-write dito yung, alam ko may tinanggal ako dito eh. Paki-lagay nga guys sa chat box. Yung slice. Paki-ano nga yung code ng slice. Slice. So 1 to 50 lang, di ba? 1 hanggang 50. Control-Shift-M. Okay. Right. Sige. Run ko ulit to. Okay? Sorry. Need ko ulit. Dapat okay na yan. 27%, 32. Okay. Yan. Okay na. 70%, 90. Okay na. All right. So we now have our dashboard. Ito yung main name niya. Ito yung makikita natin sa YAML, no? Country and continent GDP. Okay. Now ito, bakit hindi nag-run to? Yung number 1 natin. Ito natin to, ha? Okay, guys, ito yung tab set na sinasabi ko. Kaso yung isa hindi nag-run, ano? So, we have to decipher that bakit hindi. Kasi pag tinab set natin, instead of all the plots appearing para naka-separate siya, pwedeng by hindi nag-appear isang tab set, dapat meron pang isa to eh. Okay, anyway, I'll decipher this. Okay, so we now see our dashboards, guys. Okay. So ito, bakit nagka-problema dun sa una? Let me just double check, guys. P1 natin yun, ha? Bakit? Yung GG Plotly mukhang may problema, no? Okay. So, anyway, sige. Okay, tanggalin ko muna, guys, yung GG Plotly. Sa inyo ba nag-run yung GG Plotly? Feedback nga, guys, kung nag-run yung P1 natin sa sa dashboard. Nag-run ba, guys? Paki-chat nga. Kung merong interactive yung nyo. Oh, ba't sa inyo nag-run, no? That's good. I'll have to see why hindi nag-run sa akin. So dapat dun sa natin, sa dashboard natin, guys, dapat meron ditong interactive na dashboard. No? So dapat yung nagagawa natin kanina sa interactive, it should run here. Since it's not running in my file, ko na lang muna. Okay, para lang lumabas yung Okay. Guys, one last minute, it's already time. Okay, so meron pang a few more features that we're going to explore dito sa sa dashboard. We'll do that next meeting. So we'll finish this next meeting, and then next week we're going to do already data wrangling. Dapat yung interactive, guys, ito, dapat dito, lalabas yung mga interactive features. Okay, dapat pwede nyo siyang i-highlight, i-scroll, i-zoom, etc. Apparently sa akin hindi. Parang dito din, no? Yung sa isa, ito ayaw, naka-GG plot 2 din yata ito eh. Okay, but dapat dalawang plots dito, pag naka-tab set siya, okay, naka-separate siya by tabs. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng tab set. Okay, so we'll finish this next meeting, guys. We'll look at, so alam nyo na, guys, yung next activity is a dashboard, no? So start already. You can either use the same data that you use in activity 2 or you can use another. Make sure, guys, na mag-create ulit ako ng G drive sa G drive, no? Okay. Para walang duplication data. All right. So thank you so much, guys. I'll see you on Wednesday. Thank you. Stay safe. Okay. Hope you learned something today.
Thank you po.
Okay. Sana may natutunan, ha?
Thank you, sir.
All right. Sige. Yung papacheck. Okay. Yung papacheck na attendance. Okay. Just remain. Sino papacheck na attendance?
Sir, ako po.
Okay. Sandali, ha? Ano ko muna. Stop recording.